Hi, my name is Tone Legend, and I'm here building a beat with Spinnerilla. Now, before we get into this, what I'm actually using is called FL Studio. I use FL Studio 10. It really doesn't matter which version you use. They pretty much do the same thing. This is build the beat, and I have 3 sounds that we're going to work with here. So I have Comic Motor Main. Let's see what that sounds like. Sounds like a bunch, like bubbles. But I've used this sound before in R&B transitions. Let's see what this other one is. Extended reverse, suck 3. Let's see. This is more like an effect, but I could actually take some sounds out. The choir, so it's like a choir with some strings and maybe some violin in the background. And string plucks 4. Let's see what this is. And what I'm doing is pressing the keyboard while I have the music highlighted in, or the sound highlighted in FL Studio. In this case, you want to always start with the most simple sound and then build around there. So string plucks 4 is the sound I will start with first, and then I'll work the other sounds in. Because it already has a pattern already, and I can just kind of piece it together for the skeleton of the beat. As we start with the sound string plucks first, we always want to find the BPM of each sound so we can have full control over it. Now, really what I'll do is before I make the beat, I find the BPM of each sound first, export it in a wave, and then I turn it into a loop, basically. So we'll start with this one first. And so basically when you go here, you want to kind of remove the quantization, and so that way you can kind of zoom in and, cut from the beginning so it starts off like that and slide over to the left. So as soon as it hits, it comes on versus it's a half a second. So when you find BPMs of things or even vocals or tracks, you always want to kind of go in detail by the millisecond of the wave file. Now, really what I would do too is I would go to the tempo up here. So you see these thick lines on the grid by 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These lines will help you find the tempo of a sound just by kind of shaving it in to the inside of the box. Or, let's see, you spin it out, and kind of line the lines up on the lines and see what the tempo is. Now, we're going to turn the clicker on, the metronome, and see if the tempo is on tempo. So right out here, to make sure it's on the tempo, first you click the metronome. And what I did, I just basically used the BPM of the entire session in FL Studio to kind of, move that wave file around for string plucks. And as you can see, I have these 3 wave big files lined up on the same line. So it looks like the BPM is 117 for string plucks. Let's see if I'm right. And the metronome will tell you if you're right. Now, perfect. So now all we have to do is cut this so that way it can be inside the box, and it's turned into a perfect loop by 4s. And you can literally do anything you want to. So now we're going to have it play back at least 3 times. I will say that it starts just a tad bit slow. So now we export that at 118 and go to the next one. And this is what I do before I start the beat when I work with sounds, or if I sample anything, I find a sample if I was sampling like James Brown, because back in the day, if you guys watch the James Brown movie, you notice in the part where he says, you know, he tells his band, don't worry about the tempo, just play and feel it, which is why a lot of old records are not on tempo or BPM, which is why it's so hard to sample those. Literally, I'll give you a perfect example on the James Brown's record. You know, one section could be the tempo of 76.1, and then James Brown likes to speed it up just a tad bit to 77, then it goes back to 76 and 77, so each sections back in the day, you know, they didn't have the technology to play perfectly on tempo. They just played what they felt. And that, you know, some history you guys can look at. All right, let's go to the next one. And this is the extended reverse, so 3. So let's see what this one is. And this is more like a effect right here. We'll just start making the beat around what we just exported. And always start with the simple sound first, like I mentioned before, and you build the beat around it. All right, so let's see, where did I save it? Here we go. So literally gonna drag the string pluck 4 sound, what I just exported, into FL Studio. Oh, wait, well, let me get the, place it right here. Cool. Since we have the grid open, you can then drag it on to FL Studio, and voila. Now it's on the same tempo, and just to make sure it stays with the tempo, you click on what we just exported, which is string pluck sound, pluck 4, sound number 2, because it's copied, right? So you go to resample. Well, first, you go to time, which is the tempo of the sound or beat. You see here, first you click on auto detect, and then you want to type in the BPM. It's 118. And math is my favorite subject, by the way. So I like a lot of math and music. So we can do things like this, or slow it down. But we'll keep the same tempo. But change the sound of the song, or we can reverse it. I like that. So I like that. So basically what I did was click on the sound and click reverse. And what I do, I like to kind of create a sound that no one's ever heard before with the sound, if that makes sense. So while I play this, and you're gonna hear what I do to it too, so. All right, so we'll start with the kick. Cool, simple. Let's see. Okay, put this back over. And I can add a kick right here too. Okay. Now we can start with the clap or the kick. I like that clap. That clap is used in a lot of club records. you know, the ones for the strip clubs or trap clubs. So we'll use that. Perfect. Now there it is. All right. Now we're going to hit Control Q to quantize to make sure it lines up on the line. All right. Now let's see what the other sound sounds like with the kick and the drum. The back sound. So this gives me room to actually switch up the beat because I can literally mute this sound for one part of the beat. Right? Right? And I haven't forgot about the other sounds either too as well, but we're gonna may use those as transitions within the music and some effects. Now, let's add some bass and then we're gonna add those other sounds in real quick. And I always go to the same bass, but I can EQ it. Just depending on the record. If it's an R&B record, club record, trap record, or a hip hop record like Drake, he doesn't use a lot of bass, but he uses a lot of kicks, but he doesn't use a lot of background sounds because he wants you guys to understand what he's saying. Versus like a Lil Baby or a Future record, the music is with the beat inside. Well, the vocals are inside the music. They don't care. They just want you to feel the record versus hear what they're saying. So now we'll add the bass. Let's go ahead and create the pattern right now for the bass. Let's see here. Okay, now I'm going to go into the bass, kind of fix it, and I'm going to kind of modify how I want the bass to sound. See, we move this up just a tad bit so we can bring the bass out more. Okay, I like that. Now what we're gonna do right here, since this is, okay, so instead of playing this out, we're gonna use it as, we're gonna create it as a wave. So basically, we're going to put that back in. What was it? The comic motor. All right. So this is the wave. Place it right here. Okay. And now since it's an effect, you know, so it doesn't overpower the beat, let's kind of, you know, tweak it and make it blend in. So usually with effects with this, you want to always take out the lows. Well, first go to EQ. Well, route the channel first so you can edit it and then go to the EQ. All right. So always take out the lows. Kind of bring up the high a little bit. And then you want them to spread out in both headphones too. So you want to, see, this is bottom knot right here, stereo separation. If you move it to the left, you separate the sound. If you move it to the right, you merge the sound so it can be here versus both headphones. But we want it around the music. And we'll do that. Perfect. This will be our intro. I've used something similar like this, like a reverse cymbal, to start off the beat. So really what we're gonna do is just kind of slide it over to the right a little bit. We're gonna place this as a wave file. We're not gonna play the sound out, so that way we can place it where it needs to go in the beginning. And now the intro will hit here. So let's see. Kind of slide the beat over just a tad bit. And kind of go with the wave file too, so you know where to place the beat. And the wave file is what the sound looks like in here. So, let's see here. So let's see what it sounds like. Well, really the beat is complete. And there you have it. There's the beat. You know, this is just the basis of the beat, and it's pretty much complete. You know, just a few things like the outro, stuff like that. But yeah, I would definitely send this in for a TV show. And I want to thank you guys for actually watching and being here with me on this journey, making this beat for you guys. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to drop it below. And also follow me on IG at, well, I have two IGs. I have a producer IG and a artist IG. But my main page is Malachi6_, that's MALACHI6, the number 6_, and that's actually 16 too. And my other page is Tone Hendrix Legend. And you guys can find me on there. And thank you guys again for watching.